Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. In fact, it's a very warm welcome back to the channel. I'm here inside. This is the coolest place I can find to film because it's so hot here in the UK. We love to talk about weather. We have just hit our hottest ever recorded temperature here in the UK. We just broke the 40-degree barrier. In fact, the UK right now is hotter than 99% of the rest of this planet, which is unheard of. In fact, unfortunately for my mate Chiro, because of the extreme temperatures, his one-of-one Lamborghini Aventador, the one I filmed last year, caught fire the other day, and unfortunately Chiro had to watch it burn to the ground.
Literally no words right now. There's nothing I can do. Fire safety stick, didn't do it. Fire's gone. Fire's taken hold. Police are on their way. Fire engine's on its way. Nothing I can do. Bye bye Violophilia.
My thoughts are with Chiro for that very sad moment in his life. Fortunately though, he was okay, his daughter was okay, and I'm sure the Aventador can be put back on the road, and if needs be, maybe I'll even help him. Anyway, what are we up to today? BBI. We are going to be doing a few little jobs today. We're going to be doing this here. This is suspension hubs. There's a reason behind that. You're probably thinking, why am I jumping forward with this one? And then we're going over to the shop. We're going to do a lot of body work on it. Anyway, let me spin the camera, explain what we're up to right here. So what we have here is rear hub. These are our kind of front axle, our hub for the front wheels. Over there, rear hub, load of little bits. And obviously our blue box there, which is our lucky dip box of nuts and bolts. So I'm going to start with the rears. I already started with this one, putting it back together, and then we'll move on to the front. Now, the issue that I have constantly with this one is all my problem, and that was down to me throwing everything in and getting it all plated at the same time. So I am now really struggling to put all these bits back together. So those are for our front wheels, so they can go with the front bits. These are our rears here. Now what I am doing is using these parts diagrams from Ferrari, which are really handy. The other cool thing about this is, if I'm not sure about a nut or a bolt, I go on the website, and most of the time, I would say a good 50%, they have a picture of these, which enables me to go into the lucky dip box and try and find the one I'm looking for, and I can generally work it out. Yeah, so far I've been 100% successful in finding the right nuts and bolts. So what we're going to do is we're going to start rebuilding all of this rear hub and the fronts, and then we can take it over to the shop, start getting it on the car and getting it all mobile again. So there are a couple of things that I am going to be doing here, because when I took some of this stuff off the car, things like this bolt here, you can see it's not perfect. Yeah, I've got one of them missing, and that had to be cut off, I remember. So we've got two on the other hub over here. I've got one here, but I think I'm going to replace all four because they're just not perfect. And I do, even though you won't see them, I want them to look great on this car. So we're going to put a list together of bits I need to order up. So what I do is I'll make a list and I cross-reference the website to make sure I get the thing. Rear hub bolts. Okay, so that's that. Now I have got a few new parts over here all ready to go on. We've put new bearings in and stuff like that. So some bits I've already done. The rest of it we've just got to figure out right now. This bit here is for all of our handbrake cables go through. Now, building these Ferrari projects takes a massive amount of energy, which 2 months ago, back in May, I felt like I was really lacking. And then I added Ritual into my daily routine, and I've really noticed the difference. What I love about Ritual is their complete transparency. It's the core of everything they do, from the nutrients that go into these products, where they are sourced, and even the environmental impact. It's all on Ritual's website. And they use 100% recycled materials, from packaging through to the ink on this labelling. That is plant-based ink, which I never knew existed. And it's just 2 capsules to provide 10 essential nutrients, which help support a strong foundation to your health every day. And it's just $1 a day to have 10 essential nutrients delivered direct to your door every month. No strings attached, no hidden extras. So fill in the gaps with your diet by adding Essential for Men to your daily routine. And right now, Ritual are offering 20% off your first order by simply clicking on my link in the description below the video and adding code 20Ratarossa at checkout. Right, that's been outside. That's had a damn good thrashing with the rubber mallet. That's on in place. Well, now we just need our nut and our bolt. So we fitted all new SFK bearings on these hubs, and now really we are ready to just install this spline for the wheels. Really, let's put a little bit down here as well. Nice. Split pins. I need new split pins for this as well. So now what I'm going to do is just cross-reference this. I'm going to go online, 22 there, and also we've got some lock-in tabs here. So I'm just going to go online and just see what they look like. This is what I do, guys. This is how I figure out where everything goes. Right, so this is our rear assembly, number 22 bolt. So if we go here, I can see it looks like this. We've got a nice flat bit there, our threads, and quite a shallow bolt, and then you get another angle here. You can see it a bit better. So this is what I'm looking for, and I need 32 of them. It's even got a number on that one, but not necessarily always the same with Ferrari. And sometimes also the thing to point out here is the original ones might have been yellow zinced. Some of the ones that come from Ferrari are no longer like that. So we're going to look for those, and it will tell me here 16. Okay, so it does just say 16, so perhaps they are slightly different on the, just says rear hubs there. So let's actually check out the front. So interestingly, the front ones look like they actually bolt in from the rear down here. Let's see if we can zoom in. Look at this. They go in from the rear, number 22. If we go to 22, 22 is this one. 16 of those, and this type. So they are completely different, front and rear. Okay, you live and you learn. Right, so let's go and find them. We're back to the Lucky Dip box, and it is actually getting a little bit shallower now. We are starting to sort through it. Now, someone in the last video had a genius idea of putting things together in bunches, and I did start to do that. There's quite a few bits over there, and one of the bags, oops, is the one that's just split and gone everywhere, but it's these ones which look like the ones that are used for our rear hub. So I'm going to just get those out. They're all going to be in that area. Let's see if we've got 16 of them. And amazingly, I've just found all 16 of them. Let's put them in place. Now the other thing we need are these little lock tabs here, 23, and I've checked and they look like this. They're perfectly straight. Now, just sieve them through. These are all my little lock tabs here. So we've got various ones. These for my drive shaft, if I remember correctly. So we can go back in the bag. And go to the side. The other ones are these ones here. These are the 8 that I'm looking for. Now, as you can see, the ends are a little bit chewed up. So what I'm going to do before I do anything with these, they all look shiny and new. They've all been re-zinced. But I will take them to the shop and we'll just straighten out the edges on those. There's no point replacing them because they're perfectly good. But we can make them look a bit nicer. Anyway, so we've got all 8 of those. We've got all 16 bolts. So I'm just going to put some of these in place here like this, so I know where they all go. And then they are all ready for when the disc goes on back at the shop. Okay, so that's all done, that's ready to go. I need to just bag those up and put those separately. Now, while I was going through the treasure trove there of all of our nuts and bolts, discovered this one here, a 106242, and look at this, 106242. So at some point last year, I've already ordered one of these. I'm going to order another 3 of them because I'm not happy about the state of the other 3. But here's the moral of the story. When you start a project, don't build another Ferrari in between because you completely forget exactly what you've ordered and what you haven't. I've already done the same. So I ordered that actually last year. Yeah, beginning of last year. This one I ordered at the beginning of this year. This is an oil seal for the front. I need one for either side. Ordered one already, and then last month I ordered 2 more, so I've got a spare again. Just wasting money on the project. Anyway, I'm going to put the good one in here, so I need to get 3, not 4. So the rear hubs are all assembled, almost ready to go back on the car. Just need to tighten up a few little bits there. Having a few little problems though on the front hubs here. So they are the 2 bearings, one for either side. I need to order up some new ones of those. Forgot to order them before. They go here, and then the nut goes in and holds it all in place. That's not the problem. The problem I've really got is this number 17 right here. Should be this, if I remember correctly. That's the bit that came off the car, and there's kind of a little ring that sits in there. Now the one that I have been given, so that's 115969 as a part number. This is 115969. There's 2 more there, as I said earlier. If you look at this though, it is completely different. Look at the profile of that. Inner profile is exactly the same, outer is not, and there's no way that has actually just worn down. So I need to do a little bit of digging around, so leave this with me. Let's head on over to the shop. Let's get on with another job while I figure this problem out. One quick question before I head on over to the shop, guys. Actually 2 quick questions just to check. So these castle nuts that go in the end, they're directional, right hand or left hand threads, and I'm taking it that they will go the opposite direction to the wheel movement, one either side. Yeah, just correct me if I'm wrong there, because the last thing I want is one of these to undo. There is a split pin that goes through it, but anyway, just let me know. The other thing which is kind of coming up as well is this clutch master cylinder here, the clutch slave cylinder, whatever it's called. Any ideas how I can clean up this reservoir here? I can't actually buy a new one. The rest of it I can get new little bits and covers, like this bit here, but this kind of, I don't know if it's meant to be clear or white. If there's anyone who's got an idea how I can clean this up to make it look like new, please do drop those in the comments below. So today there's going to be a lot of work prepping the body and the various parts ready for paint. Now, we've done a lot of work on the body. I've got the doors over the other side of the shop. We've got the clams. They all just need to have a little bit of fettling, but I haven't touched the front or rear bumper. So we're going to start with that. And first job is to strip them down. So here is our BBI rear bumper. Now, it's not in bad shape at all, to be fair. There is a few little bits around it though. On this side, we've got a little ding down here. That's just a little bit of paint that's come off. Someone's obviously hit the corner there. It's probably the worst bit on here. Taking a couple of layers of paint off, but no damage at all, just a bit of paint. That's dirt. That here, let's see, it's just some cracking. And again there. This lower grille here, this black lower grille, or was once black, this is starting to rust a little bit. So what I will be doing with that is definitely not beyond saving. We're going to get that blasted back, and maybe I'll get that powder coated, treated and powder coated. This side looks fine. You can see the grille here on the inside where it's got kind of no paint at all on it. It does look a bit rusty, but it's certainly solid again. That's all just surface rust. So the other point is this loom. Now you can see this nice wiring loom for the fog lights. Does anybody know where I can get this stuff? It's like a, describe it as a kind of like a cord cover for those cables for the wiring. You can just see there, that would be really handy if we could just replace that. Right, so let's give this one a clean and then we'll start stripping it down. Right, I'm going to leave that to just soak in for a few minutes while I go and make myself a well-deserved cup of coffee. Let's try not to get Donnie over there. He looks like he needs a shower. Whoa, straight in the face. So we'll just leave that outside in the sun for 5 minutes to dry out while I crack on with the front bumper. Okay, front bumper, front lower valance, I don't know. What would you call this? This is a bumper, isn't it, really? We haven't got anything else on the car. So, doesn't look too bad again. We have a little bit of an imperfection there on the corner. That's okay, we can address that one. We've got some loose paint there, which is actually from the ceiling in this place. It's nothing to do with the BBI. Now the grille. This aluminium front grille, it's got a couple of little bits here where it's got a few scuffs. Needs to be taken back or cleaned up. So if anyone's got any good solutions on how we clean this up and get that looking fresh again, please do drop those in the comments below. Number plate brackets here, they are rotten. So we need to replace those. It's a UK requirement that we have a front number plate here, so we've got to sort those out, but they're very easy, no problem at all. Now the other thing here you might notice is somebody at some point has, for those number plates here, I guess these things are rubbish, but they've drilled holes to just help retain it in place. So we're going to have to repair those. So we've got a bit of work to do on this front bumper. So I've sprayed all of this with some degreaser, and as you can see here, look at this, it's kind of rust patch. That is not rust on here, that is rust from where we had the fog light, which the surround just completely disintegrated and it's just all sat on here. So I'm going to give this one a wash and then we're going to get to work on it. Now this just keeps spinning, there's no way I can get that out, it's a rusted bolt. And if you look at the one that I did get out, it's just a nut and bolt in there, so I'm going to cut that. So these lower grills here look to have been bonded into place. So the only real option on these, luckily, they're not rusty in the slightest. So what we're going to do is we're just going to mask these up when we paint, or we're going to paint, and that's black anyway, and the other side is obviously black. So they can be left in place. I'm not going to attempt to ruin the bumper and remove those, but we do need to remove this front grille here, and we've got some tiny screws here. So I think I'm going to just put some penetrating fluid on these and leave these overnight because they look very rusted, and then we'll remove that, and that's the last bit apart from this stuff here. So what I've started to do on the front here is lose all of the holes. They've all been filled in, all of these ones on this lower lip and the ones for the number plate bracket here. I'm going to try and lose the front plate. I mean, it's such a clean, nice line, and if I have to, we'll try and figure out a way of doing it. We need to make some new brackets anyway, which means that I can drill some new holes if I really need to, but ideally, if we don't have the front plate, the BBI is going to look a lot nicer. Well guys, there you go. We have made some good progress on the BBI today. Front and rear bumpers are almost finished. Front clam, I've done that off camera as well. That's ready. Rear clam I've still got to do. I'll do over in the next couple of days. Central part of the car as well, almost finished. A little bit around the rear screen to finish off. And then the car is ready to head into the spray booth for its first coat of epoxy primer. In the meantime, I'm still trying to figure out what is going on with the front hubs and why the parts that I've got don't seem to fit for some reason. Anyway, I'll figure that out. Next video, hopefully we'll be able to get those on the car and maybe even get it mobile a little bit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget, make sure you give it a thumbs up because that really helps the algorithm, and leave a comment below, especially for the questions I ask. If you've got any tips and tricks on things like that clutch master cylinder and the reservoir, how to clean that all out, and there was something else, I can't remember what it was. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very shortly in the next one. Stay safe. Ciao for now.